Happy day. It is Dr. Ramon Goings with the Done Dissertation. In today's video, I want to talk with you all and talk about the 5 mindset shifts that you need to get off the dissertation struggle bus. And again, we're going to talk about today the 5 mindset shifts you need to get off the dissertation struggle bus. Today's video comes from just conversation I've had with some entrepreneur friends, as well as people who have applied to the Velocity Group coaching program some months ago. But I was doing some review of past calls, and something that I started to understand from the folks that we were talking to be part of the program is this idea that there are some mindset shifts that as doc students, you have to change in order to get off the dissertation struggle bus. So if you find that you would identify as someone on the dissertation struggle bus, meaning as someone who has not had the success in the dissertation process, you are still trying to get through that proposal defense or get through that final defense, and you're still not seeing the success that you want, you're on that dissertation struggle bus. And what I want to do is give you some mindset shifts today that will help you get from that place of being stuck. And I just think it's really some simple things that we have to change and shift of how we think that will inform and influence how we approach and proceed through the dissertation process. So what I want you to do before I get started is if you can share this with at least 5 other people that you know are also on the dissertation struggle bus. Again, those are folks who have not experienced the success they wanted to while being a doc student, finishing up the dissertation. If you've been at the whatever part you're on, if you're in the proposal or you're past your proposal defense, if you've been sitting there for 7, 8, 9 months in that one phase of the dissertation, you indeed may qualify to be on this struggle bus. And so I want you to send this to 5 of your friends who are also stuck in that place, because I think what I'm going to talk about today will provide some help. And so first, what I want to talk about of the 5 mindset shifts that you need to get off the dissertation struggle bus is this idea that when you're seeking help for your problem, that you want to get help how you think how you best need it versus what is the best way to solve your problem. And again, what I'm going to say here is that for this number 1 mindset shift is that you're going to have to shift from thinking that you're going to get help in a way that you think it needs to be done versus actually the best way that it will get you to the end result. The reason why I say this is a lot of times with a lot of clients that we work with, there's a lot of apprehension coming in about being in a group coaching program versus being in that one-on-one group. And what I find here is that oftentimes in the one-on-one component, you feel that you have the accountability. You feel like that someone is there to, one-on-one to give you that support that you need. And what I found now supporting students getting through the dissertation process in the group format, you don't necessarily need that one-on-one with just you and the other coach, that private one-on-one, right? So we have to reframe how we think about it. I want to actually challenge you all to consider how the group model actually is more beneficial than just the traditional private one-on-one. First is that in most programs, and in particular, I'm going to talk about the Velocity Group coaching program that we offer, you're always going to get that consistent support weekly. So in the Velocity Group coaching program, we meet with our clients every week, every Thursday. And so there is not a week that goes by that you don't get feedback and get that one-on-one attention. But here's where the kicker is. You actually have that community of scholars who are going through the same process, who are at different phases in the process, who actually provide a lot of insight in addition to our coaching crew. And I say this is important because a lot of times students maybe have just experienced what you experienced a month ago. And so they have poignant insight that will help you get off the struggle bus. But first, we have to get out of our own heads thinking that the only way that we can experience results in our dissertation journey is through one-on-one coaching. Like I said, I got a client right now who started with us in June and it was past the proposal defense and wrote chapters 4 and chapters 5 in 2 months, where they had been stuck previously. So that kind of transformation happens because they had a community of scholars to help support them in addition to them putting the work in. So that is the first mindset shift that will help get you off the struggle bus. The second is that you often think about the cost of coaching rather than the return on investment. And again, the second mindset shift you're going to have to make to get off the dissertation struggle bus is to stop thinking about the cost of the program. While that's important, you also need to start thinking about what is the return on my investment. So, I think the return that you often have to think about is that when you earn your doctorate, what doors are open for you that were not open because you didn't have the doctorate? I say this over and over in our content, is that a lot of times there are opportunities that await you with your doctoral degree that you don't know exist because you don't have one. And so what is the opportunity that you're missing out on by not finishing? Also, some things to consider. A lot of you all, when you get your doctorates, you want to be out in the road, possibly speaking, doing consulting. Those are returns on investment. Our program is not cheap. To work with us is over $4,000, right? But you have to think about the return on investment. Can you make that back in 2 speaking engagements? For sure. I remember when I got my doctorate, my first call was to do a consulting opportunity in California, and that opportunity provided me $3,500 right off from just finishing my doctorate about a month before. So it's like that kind of return on investment is oftentimes what we don't think about. We think about the cost because that's just how we train. But also I want you to think about what has been happening to you in your doctoral program currently, and how many thousands of dollars have you wasted without any result to show for it. Because if you're still in the dissertation struggle bus, you have not moved forward in that dissertation process. So think about how much time and how much money you've wasted with your university not having the degree to show for it. And the time is especially even more important than the money, I would believe. A lot of y'all may have families, and think about all the time that you spend on the dissertation that you could be spending time with family. So our goal at the Done Dissertation is to get you through this dissertation process as quickly as possible, because you all have careers that you want to get to. You have job opportunities. A lot of y'all may be managing, like you may have a really big promotion that happens, but it's contingent upon you finishing your degree. So what I want you to think about is that mindset shift that you're going to have to make in order to not only think about the cost of a program, but also what is the return on your investment. And Ranisha, current client of ours, says facts. I mean, it just is what it is. You can talk about your own transformation and how you're getting through the dissertation process and get ready to finish up here soon. But it's all about investing, and it's all about thinking about the return on investment, because your degree, once you have it forever. No one takes that away from you. And so I want you all to start thinking about what return will you get once you finish the doctorate. And if that you see that outweighing the cost of an investment in the program, like working with us, again, we're not cheap, but we're providing a premium service for you all. So we want to make sure that you all have the support that you need to get through in record time. What I want you to know is that I'm going to shift here. I'm going to go to the third mindset shift that will help you get off the dissertation struggle bus, is that you have to stop thinking about that you want accountability without being held accountable. And again, I hear this all the time. Most people want accountability, but they don't want to be held accountable. And that's why a program like ours can be scary, because we're actually holding you accountable. And you have a current person, if you're on the LinkedIn, or if you see the stream on LinkedIn, we have a current client that's on that can tell you about that. Like every week, not only in our program are we talking about your progress, but we're also setting a goal. So we might say, next week, let's talk about what's due for you. So it might be next week, we're going to focus on chapter 3. Or next week, it's going to be a certain piece of the process that's going to be needed for you to get through. And every week, we're checking on you to make sure that you get through that part of the process. And on Instagram, Look Better in Writing, Hey Naila says, preach. And it's just the truth. I really think that we have to start thinking about the accountability structure. Again, we provide that accountability for you in the Velocity Group coaching program. But again, you have to want to be held accountable. With all the work that we do with our clients, the clients are doing the work. We're providing the structure and the framework in order to navigate this dissertation process with ease. But I think it's a mindset shift we have to have, is to think about that you want accountability, but you're also willing to be held accountable. When you get to that point, we are great folks to work with. One of these, the next mindset shift I want to talk about in the fourth mindset shift, is that what I find for a lot of folks when they're considering working in a doctoral program or working with a doctoral coach like us, they're actually afraid to bet on themselves. And that's a mindset shift that you're going to have to get over to get through the dissertation process. If you're not willing to bet on yourself, how can you go out and secure the consulting contract? How can you go out and do these speaking engagements? You're going to have to show that confidence that you have in yourself. And if you're not willing to bet on yourself to get through the dissertation process with support, what else are you going to be able to do? So I think deep down inside, you have to take really into account, are you scared to make the investment in yourself? Because at the end of the day, this is all about investing in you. There is a cost to it because we provide a framework for you to get through the process quickly. And just to give you an example of how fast this thing works, Dr. Donna Drury worked with us starting in January 2021. We made a few shifts to her dissertation. She's after her proposal defense, working on chapters 4 and 5. We made a few shifts, gave her some strategy on how to write the findings up slightly differently. She rewrote the findings and finished in March. And now she got a promotion at work, teaching her courses now. It's like the transformation is, and the opportunities are endless. But it was because she wasn't scared to bet and invest in herself. And I think that is such an important aspect to the dissertation process. And that's something that we provide. And once you get to working with us with the Velocity Group coaching program, we know that you're not scared to invest in yourself, and we will give you the tools and strategies to move forward with your dissertation. But again, we get stuck in our head and we have these mindsets that, am I worth it? And a lot of times being a student, you may feel discouraged in the doctoral process. And I certainly understand, I was too. If you know about my journey in the doctoral student process, I wrote my dissertation in 7 months, from August 2014 to March 2015. And at that point, I got caught up in an administrative barrier and then my faculty left for the summer. So I literally had from March to October where I was waiting to defend my dissertation. Been done in 7 months, just waiting to defend. And I know these types of things can discourage you when you have to wait for feedback, when you wait 2 months, 3 months for feedback. But when you work with us, we give you the strategy on how to not even worry about that, because you're chugging away at your dissertation. But again, it starts in a process of you having a mindset shift to invest in yourself. And I think that is so important. And then the fifth, and I actually have a sixth one, so I'm going to add this in, just something I've been thinking about. But the fifth mindset shift that will help you get off the dissertation struggle bus is that you have to stop thinking about that you want premium results, but you're not willing to invest premium price to get those premium results. And again, this mindset shift is that you're going to start thinking about how you can't have premium results if you're not willing to invest premium in yourself. And again, as I mentioned, working with the Done Dissertation we're definitely not the cheap coaching program, but we get results, right? And so if you want to get through the dissertation process, we're the folks to work with. But you have to be willing to know that if you want the premium result that will help you get to, that you're going to have to invest premium price to get to it. I just think that is important, because you've been sitting on the dissertation struggle bus for so long, the outlook becomes so bleak, so that when you see an opportunity that looks good, you get caught up because it's like, well, I want that result, but I don't want to invest that cost. I don't want to invest that time. But think about the time and money that you will continue to waste being in a doctoral program, spending thousands of dollars on dissertation seminar credits with no degree to show for it. That right there hurts me more than anything. I want to see folks get through the degree, whether it's with working with us or not. You need to get that support if you've been on this dissertation struggle bus. I literally talked to folks recently who have been writing the dissertation for 7 and 8 years. I had someone as long as 10 and a half years writing the dissertation. Think about all that time and money wasted when you can get a proven solution. Working with us 4 months will get you close to finishing your dissertation finishing your dissertation proposal, or if you're past the proposal defense, getting you ready to defend your dissertation. Those are just some things that are so important, but if we don't take the time to invest in ourselves and really think through that we have to invest premium in order to get premium price results, if we are not willing to make that mindset shift, we'll continue to stay on the dissertation struggle bus. And so I'm on LinkedIn. I see LinkedIn here. Ranisha says that she working in the community does help stay encouraged as we celebrate each member's success. I had to learn to break down the process into smaller steps. Exactly. And Ranisha's in our Velocity Group coaching program and is a VIP member. And with that, I think breaking down the dissertation in small pieces is so important to getting through the process. But that's something we break down for you. You don't have to figure out the framework. We give you the steps. You just have to implement them. And the easier it is, once you break down the dissertation into small steps, the process becomes so much easier. And then lastly, which I find interesting, right? And let's just keep it real here. When we're thinking about investing and getting through the dissertation process, right? I find it so interesting that folks will be more willing to invest in a high price, either luxury car, a luxury bag, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, whatever it is, but then won't invest in themselves to get through the dissertation. That's just a mindset shift we have to change, because again, you want the result. What awaits you when you finish your doctorate is increased consulting, because now you're the expert. You have a particular topic, especially if you want to stay in consulting around your research area. You have a particular topic that you are an expert in. People pay high price for expertise. Again, you can get premium price when you become the expert, and we're helping you get that degree to become the expert in your area. 2 is that you have time back with your family. So it's like investing and getting the support that you need and changing your mindset shift, whereas you rather invest or rather put money into a car or into a designer bag versus putting into your coaching and getting through this process, is that you are wasting time by not doing so. Again, there's an opportunity cost that you are missing out on by not investing in yourself and getting through the process. Whereas, our cars and our designer bags do bring joy, right? For sure. They bring us joy in many ways. But think about the pain that you will experience because you didn't finish your degree and you're still spending $1,000 in tuition. You've probably bought that bag or bought that car 3 and 4 times over. And then because you don't have a degree to show for it, a lot of us go into student loan debt to get our doctorates. And so think about all the money we've put into our education, and to come out empty-handed because we're not willing to make a simple mindset shift to invest in ourselves because we need that strategy or that extra support to get through the process. It doesn't make much sense to me. And so I want you all to really start thinking about the ways that you can begin to invest in yourselves so you can get through this dissertation process. My goal with the Done Dissertation is to support at least 1,000 doctoral students to get through the dissertation process. And I know this can be done, but at first I need for us to continue to start thinking about ways that we can invest in ourselves and really think about getting the support that we need, because there's no sense to sit and be stuck with no progress when we have a proven solution for you that can get you through the dissertation. And if you're someone who is stuck and you finally figured out, like, I need help, I need to get through this, and my pain and solving my pain is more important than, whatever it is the investment is, and I see the return on investment, we would love to work with you. And so I would invite you to apply and go to www.velocitydissertation.com and to learn more about our program and how we can get you through the dissertation process. But again, this was just something that was sitting kind of on my heart as I was reviewing some of our recent client calls over the past couple of months. And I just saw some commonalities and things I want to talk about. And it just hurts me when I see folks who I may have talked to a year ago, 2 years ago, they reach back out and they're still stuck in the same place. And so that is something I don't want for you. And if you don't want that for yourself, if you want to be somewhere different in 4 months from now, you need to be working with us in the Velocity Group Coaching Program. So what I want you to do is go to www.velocitydissertation.com and apply to work with the Done Dissertation. And then again, some of the mindset shifts that I talked about today that you need to change and shift to get off the dissertation struggle bus is that you need to start thinking about and stop worrying about how a program is structured because you want it the way you want it versus a program that is structured to get you the result that you want. Again, for the Done Dissertation, we get a lot of clients who want one-on-one coaching, but that's not actually the best way to get you through the process. I found that the group model works much quicker and our students get through way faster. And so you have to start thinking about what can you get to it. If we're providing a solution that gets you to your end result much quicker, there is a benefit to that versus how it's structured. Second is that you have to stop thinking about the program cost, but you need to start thinking about the program cost in addition to the return on investment. You all are investing in yourselves by working with us. And so you have to start really thinking about what is the return that you're going to get by investing in yourself, because indeed that's what you're doing. The third is that you want to be you want accountability, but you don't want to be held accountable. And so working with us, we're going to hold you accountable to reach your goal. So starting out with us on your onboarding call, if you say, hey, I want to finish my proposal by the end of these 4 months, then we're going to push you as hard as we can to make sure that you're going week by week to get to that goal. But you got to want to be held accountable. And then from there, the fourth mindset shift is that you have to stop being scared to invest in yourself, to know that you are worthy and that you can for certainly get through the dissertation process. And we have the solution and help that you need to get through. And then the fifth mindset shift that you have to have is that this idea, you have to stop thinking about that you want premium results, but you're not willing to invest in premium price to get that premium result. Again, you have to invest in yourself. And if you want a fast result, there is a cost to that. And I always want you to think about what is the opportunity cost that I'm missing out on by not investing in myself right now. If I'm in the same place next year, what does it cost me? In most cases, a lot of dollars in tuition, a lot of time away from family work on a dissertation, and no prestige because you don't have the doctorate, and there are opportunities that continue to stay behind a closed door because you won't invest in yourself to get that result. And then lastly, one of the ones I talked about briefly is this idea that we are more willing to invest and put money into a luxury car and a luxury designer bag than we are to invest in ourselves to get the support that we need to get through the dissertation process. And again, we're spending a lot of money to get these doctorates, and a lot of us are going into debt to get the doctorate. And so I would hate for you to go into debt, go in these doctoral programs, go into debt, and then don't have a degree to show for it. It absolutely makes no sense to me. And I want to make sure that you all get through the dissertation process. And in today's video, I'm speaking out of love because I really want you all to succeed. And my goal is to get you there. And we have the solution for you. So if you are interested in applying to the Velocity Group Coaching Program, you actually can join our waitlist and learn more about the program by going to www.velocitydissertation.com. And for those who are on, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot your questions about the dissertation process, about anything we talked about today, or if you're on the struggle bus, let's talk about it. I'd love to hear more about what's going on with you all. And on Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the comments as well. Or if someone who is on can type it for me, that'd be even great as well. And I'll pin your comment. Any questions? And again, we were talking about the 5 mindset shifts to get off the dissertation struggle bus. I don't want to see you all on this bus next year, so I want to help you get off the struggle bus. So let's talk about what's helping you. Why are you struggling, and how can we help get you through the process? Hey, Sandy, how you doing? I see that you just joined on. Good to see you. Any questions? So I have this streaming on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. So any questions I gladly take. And for those of y'all who need something to a little jumpstart to get through the dissertation process, I will invite you to grab a 10 strategies to complete your dissertation checklist. You can visit, you can actually just text #free to 301-701-2466 and grab that checklist to help you get through the dissertation process. And thank you, Naila, for posting that. I appreciate you. So I'll go ahead and pin your comment. And again, any questions about the dissertation process, or if you're in a doctoral program just starting out, you got any questions about the process, I'd love to hear it. And one of my current clients, Ranisha, says, don't delay, start today. So she said it better than I can on LinkedIn. Thanks, Ranisha, for jumping on. I appreciate you. And Ranisha, you're moving forward. We looked at chapter 5, so you're moving forward. So that chapter is looking good as you flush everything out. That's going to be good. So you can get that off your plate, and so that you can get out of the process. I'll give folks another minute or two. I don't see any questions, but if they do arise, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'll be happy to answer whatever you need. Because I want to make sure that you all get through this dissertation process, get your doctorates, and go on to transform the organizations, people, and communities that you care most about. And yes, Ranisha, get that degree out of the way. That is the key to this process. I want you all to get these degrees done and get out of these programs because they hemorrhaging y'all for money. My God, Dr. Walker, I appreciate you, man. You're providing great info for students. Yeah, I'm just trying to give the things that I wish we, kind of had this insight going into the doctoral process. So Dr. Walker, who just jumped on Twitter, we went through our doctoral program together. We started day one. We said, all right, we're gonna do this thing together, and that's what we did. Now we're out here both killing it as professors and really doing well, doing a lot, trying to do a lot for our communities, using our research to inform policy and practice. Those are the things I want for you all. but we need to get this doctorate out of the way. And so that is the thing that's holding you from getting to everything else that you have going on. And I think I saw on a tweet recently, someone said that the getting through the dissertation is the thing before the thing. And when we think about writing, we always think about the dissertation as this pinnacle, but no, it's actually just a step, because there'll be other things that you need to write after this. And we want to make sure that you're getting through it. And so we don't want this dissertation to be the only reason why you're not getting the results that you need in your careers. And this stuff works. Just trying to tell y'all, because like I said, we got folks that are getting through this doctoral program quickly and moving on about their lives. And so I don't see any more questions or comments. I'm just going through the thread here on LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. Well, with that, please, if you catch us on the replay, share this out to 5 people who are also on the dissertation struggle bus with you. I think this is just something that's very important that we often don't talk about. And there are these 5 mindset shifts that you need to get off the dissertation struggle bus. And it all centers on you being willing to invest in yourself because you're spending a lot of tuition dollars with no degree to show for it. So there's no need to get caught up on the price of investing with the done dissertation, because you have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and are still in the same place you were last year. So let's get you to the new place that you want to get that degree done, so you can increase your consulting, increase your income, and most importantly, increase your impact. And with that, I look forward to seeing you all next time, and look for another conversation, in particular with done dissertation office hours. We'll have a new guest show popping up here soon. And if you have any questions, shoot me a DM, and I look forward to talking with you all soon. Peace.